Oh, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I just sat here for ages staring in anticipation at the screen while it was checking the connection. And then I was just making faces at the camera and I was thinking, but what if on your end it's already live and on my end it's telling me that I'm not live and I'm just sitting here weirdly pulling faces and everybody's watching me. I have not been on a live stream, a public live stream, for a minute. But I'm just going to trust that it's going to go wherever it needs to go. Thank you, Lord. And I want to talk about getting back to being you. Can I just tell you, I even feel like simple things like the fact that I turned my neon pink light on behind me make me feel more like me. Like the colours, bright colours. I like a little bit of a pop of bright colour. I don't know if it's the most important thing. But it's not a thing, because you know what's true when it comes to the brand that you're really here for, the business that you're really here for, and it could be ministry, it could be a mixture of these things, is that if it doesn't have the essence and flavour of you, then it's going to be an uphill push. It's going to be an uphill push for you to show up, because you're going to feel like you're making yourself do stuff all the time, and it starts to feel like a job or a task or obligation, like a job that you don't want to do. And also, and maybe this is what we're really here to talk about today, what we do in the online space. I don't know who you are, if you're watching, if you're here live, if you're on replay, you can let me know. What do you do? Coaching, some sort of service. For some people, maybe a product, and for a lot of people, you're a messenger. You're a leader and you're a messenger. And then there'll be whatever products or services that come behind that. But you are a leader and a messenger. And really, if you think about it, it's that messaging, it's that letting out of what's inside of you that is the core of the foundation of your business, brand, or how it is that people find and follow you. It's not going to be the quality of the actual thing that you're selling. That's a given, that should be awesome. But that's not the thing that's going to draw people in. That's not the thing that's going to cause them to recognize, oh my gosh, this is my person, right? So here's the thing. When we don't let it be something that excites us, when it doesn't excite and activate us in our spirit, when it doesn't feel like a vibe, for want of a better way of saying it, when it doesn't feel like this is fun, this is interesting, this is yes within me, this is, meeting me, then it's going to bit by bit become boring to other people because you are bored. Now, this is not a new topic for me to teach on or talk about. I did a little post about this yesterday. I did another one for today, which I didn't post yet actually. And I'm working on a new course at the moment, which I'm so excited about. And it's using a title of a course that I've previously used absolutely years ago. It's wording that's very me, but I'm creating a brand new course, brand new container, and it's completely different to any other course I've ever done because I was kind of bored with the whole normal course flow or normal course idea. And I was just thinking, how can I do something different? Like, how can it be different for you? And how can it also be different for me? And of course, God gave me that idea. So I'm putting it together, taking my time with the page, having so much fun writing it because I'm being kind of punchy and kind of sassy and kind of in my flow like I like to be. And part of that theme is to do with just letting who you really are rip raw and honestly be thrown like bloody and messy on the table, which is really how it should come out. This is not a new theme for me because I would say that at least once a year, probably twice a year for at least the past 8, 9, 10 years online, I've come ranting and raving at some point with this whole like, you're being boring because you're bored theme. It's time to get back to you. It's time to rip the bandaid again. It's time to come out guns blazing again. It's time to like stick your head face first into an ice cold plunge pool and come out and realize you're actually alive. And I'm speaking to you as a messenger, as a leader, regardless what your product, service, or offering is behind that. But for most people, there's some form of business or brand that you're looking to see build, that you're putting blood, sweat, and tears into, honestly. And that when you set aside, I guess, all the hows and the uncertainties and the who am I and the am I doing it right and all that sort of stuff, you know that there's something that God has given you that you're meant to be sharing with the world. And this applies to those who are like, what you're doing online is online ministry or some form of online ministry as well. And for a lot of people in my space, it's a little bit of a mix. You know, your message is something that comes from the depths of you. It comes from your lived experience. But the way it should come out is not meant to be that it bubbles up from your spirit through your soul, like permeating every part of who you are. And it's something that has moved you, met you, shaken you, woken you. And then it somehow gets squished through a blender of normalcy or properness or whatever it is that is currently trending online, whatever the rules are, and that's how it gets served up to the world. So I want you to just think for a moment, and I don't think that we're going to do an OG Cat 30, 40, 50 minute live stream here today. For those who've been in my space for a minute, I used to do like average 1 hour live streams pretty much every day years ago, or at least 4 or 5 times a week, and I was always so in the flow with it. I don't think I'm going to sit here for that long today, partly because I actually got to get up and go somewhere. So I just want to come in kind of hard and fast today and remind you of a few things. And I'm going to give you just a simple thinking moment that I believe will snap you back to reality around the fact that there is a way that you are meant to express it into the world. It's not just about what you say. It's not just about sharing unshakable truth. It's not just about imparting a message, a reminder, or a reflection, a slap on the face with love that you're meant to impart. It is also the way it comes out, and the filter is meant to be you being you. Now, you can use whichever IG filters you like. You can make, I don't know, fun images or caricatures or whatever you like online. But the real filter is the way that it bubbles up out of you and the way that it is slapped on the plate for the world that you're here for. So think about this for me, and I'd love you to comment. Let me know if this is hitting you. If you do that live, those comments will disappear once I publish the live because IG will wipe them. But if you do it on a replay, I'll see them as well, or I'll see them like ongoingly. But I'd just like to know, does this hit you? So I want you to think about the fact that there are ingredients that are particular to you being you. And you could actually like turn this into a journal prompt exercise if you like, if you find it helpful. But just like real quick now, kind of think it through. What are some of the particulars of you being you? And you might think about what are some of the things that clients say to you or close friends to you. Like you have a way of saying it that just tells it like it is. It's real, it's raw, it's blunt, it's unapologetic, it wakes and shakes people. These are all things that are true to me being me, right? But they're also true to a high percentage of people who are attracted to what I have to say and share. And you know that I'm someone who has something for you, whether it be one time, one reel, whether it be reading my daily ranty blogs, getting my email newsletter, which you can get at katrinaruthministries.com / free gifts. If you go there, you get some free stuff and the newsletter. Or whether it be that you jump into my courses and programs. And in many people's cases, you've been in literally dozens of courses and programs of mine over the years. So this is something that we tend to have in common. And I believe that if you're watching this, then this is going to be for you as well, even if we just met. You're unapologetic. You say it as it is. You're blunt. You're real. You're raw. I bet you're funny. Can I get, are we okay with this? Can I just get like a, emoji, fire emoji, dance lady emoji? That's my favorite one. Are you funny? Are you actually really funny? But maybe people don't know this online. So right now, when I list out all this stuff, some of you've probably shown like that real raw side of you online. Others of you have dipped in and out of that. And it's like she just pops up for a special, matinee performance, and then she's gone again. And then for some of you, it's only behind the scenes that people know this side of you. Sassy, unapologetic, blunt, I said that before, real and raw. Yep, here come the emojis. Funny. I attract funny women. And I'm not talking like your regular ho-hum 6 p.m. comedy show funny. I mean like random weird funny. Like, are you okay? Like, do you need some help? Like, what is going on in there? You have a way of breaking the atmosphere in a room because you point stuff out, pull stuff out, you say things in a way that snap people to attention, you give people a different perspective, you help people to have understanding on something that they actually needed understanding of, and you have a way of just getting to the core of it, and you're also hilarious. Let's just be honest about it. I mean, that's like the most delightful package I can imagine. And I didn't even get to the point that anyone who's in my stuff, in my content, like I attract a highly intelligent woman. It is what it is. You're highly intelligent as well. I'm guessing probably off the charts intelligent, whatever charts we're looking at. We're looking at the charts of knowing who we are. Those are the charts that we're looking at. It doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your demographic, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter where you are, who you are, where you've been, where you're going, but something that makes you stand out and makes every single woman who finds and follows me online, and the guys that jump into the fray as well, is you see things differently, you say things differently, and you do it with a dose of flair, entertainment, and just like, I don't know, zesty lemon on top that is not normal. We were not made for normal. This is not about big noting ourselves. It's not about, I don't know, like being superior or yay me in that kind of a way. It's about the fact that you've probably spent years, or at least kind of ebbs and flows within a period of years, of trying to squish yourself into a container that has slowly resulted in that container that you climbed into without realizing, like you're climbing into, I don't know, like one of those big cakes that women hide in and pop out of. To be honest, I've always kind of wanted to do that. Maybe not in a bikini, I don't know. It just feels like it would be super fun and random. But you didn't even realize you were climbing into a box. And then bit by bit, the lid on that box closed. And then bit by bit, you didn't realize that the box was kind of compressing and elongating and becoming shorter, and bit by bit, without even noticing it, you were laying down and folding your arms across your chest and speaking carefully and quietly and just properly and exactly how everyone else is doing it online, and that's the coffin you're talking out of on the internet right now. It's not having a go at you. We all do it. I do it repeated, like cyclically. It's actually crazy. It's actually, honestly, like, it boggles my mind because I've been in online business for just under 20 years now. It'll be my 20th year anniversary this year. And I teach on this. And I've been teaching on this for well over 10 years of that journey. And even before I was actively teaching on being unapologetically and all the way you, for women entrepreneurs who just know they're born for more and to go all the way into who they actually are, I was teaching a version of that since I was a child, realistically. Like, it was always my message. It was always coming through. So, you know, cliche, we teach what we need to know, right? So I, bit by bit, at times, usually a couple times a year, find myself, I don't really need this open, do I? No, I do, because I asked my assistant for something earlier that I might give you if she replies, if she sees it. I will find myself bit by bit, without realizing it, gradually in that box again. And then before I know it, the lid has popped onto the box. And before I know it, the box is shrinking, it's elongating, and it's getting a bit shorter. And next minute, I'm lying down and folding my arms. And next minute, I'm like completely out of it, half zombie. But because I'm, I don't know, like a go-getting, wake up and press play kind of a person, I'll get pep in my step. I'll get my workout on. I'll wake up and go. I will kind of like G up into it. And so I'll still deliver or create or share something that's honestly pretty phenomenal. If we just say it as it is, it's quality. It's a reflection of absolutely years of experience, expertise in business as well as in being online. But underneath it, there'll be this simmering, sinking, just exhaustive, weary kind of thing going on. And it feels like it gets harder and harder to show up. And it gets harder and harder to stand out. And it gets harder and harder to care, because it gets harder and harder to differentiate from the mess of madness that you shouldn't even be looking at online to try and figure out who on earth you're meant to be being. And then somewhere in the midst of it, you know that you're meant to be being you, and that's all that you want. And you just want to somehow rip that bandaid and get back to the bit where it's flow and fun, or get to that bit in the first place. Because even if you've never been there, you know in your spirit that it's a place that it's available, but you're so tapped out and you're lying down in this coffin that the internet calls the place you're meant to show up from, that you can't even muster up the snap to attention, you know, within you to really actually blast like the lid off of that box, come up screaming out of it and just be you. And you know that you're off track, or you know that you're going down that path, or you're well in that path. Well, you know, if you know. But one of the ways you know is you just always want to sleep. You're just tired all the time. You just feel like a sadness. There can be a grief beneath that, relevant to your creative work, a grief relevant to your creative work. You can start wondering if you've just lost your mojo. You might think maybe you've been in the game too long. Maybe you're just done. You might think, well, maybe I was never really cut out for this. Maybe like the things that I thought or dreamed of, or that I've invested however much money, time and effort and pieces of your soul into that maybe you were wrong. These are the kinds of things that you'll start telling yourself, and it becomes this cycle, because then what you'll do is you'll tend to go looking for, well, who's got the strategy? Oh, maybe if I just joined this course on viral Instagram reels. I mean, I'm not saying don't join that course. Maybe, probably not, to be honest. And so you'll start going looking at stuff like that. In extreme cases, or it's perhaps pretty common actually, you'll join some 50K mastermind when you probably already did that 6 times before, and every time you just got a $50,000 lesson of remembering to be who you really are, which is awesome. That's great value. If all it costs is like 6 50K masterminds where once again you remember that the way you feel it inside of you is the way that you should do it, that's a blessing, But maybe be done with that particular blessing. So you got to just snap out of it. I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, sometimes it is simple. And I'm going to give you this, because this is not a big long one today. Sometimes it is as simple as giving yourself permission to like what you like, to flow with what you flow, to create how you create, to message how you message, to share how you share, to dress how you dress, to speak how you speak, to see the way that God put in you to see, in all ways. So if you like your bright random color life, that's me, then stop trying to mute yourself down and be more proper, and whatever analogy you want to take from that, take from it. If you actually deep down could not give two hoots about whatever the way people are doing carousels right now, or reels right now, or posts right now, or sales right now, or emails right now, but for some God-forsaken, and it is God-forsaken because he didn't put that desire in you, for some God-forsaken reason, you're getting up every morning and trying to hammer yourself into that particular coffin again, then just stop. Wherever it is that you're operating from death, honestly, just you see where it is. There's no zing there. There's no snap. There's no crackle. There's no pop. There is no life there. That's not what is actually alive, what has been put in you, what is meant to come out, and the way it's meant to come out. Wherever that is, just give yourself permission right now to be done with trying to climb a hill or a mountain that was never yours to climb, and trying to navigate terrain of online business or marketing based on, I don't know, what are you basing it on? Your industry, people a particular community group you move in. It all comes back to what I said 5-10 minutes ago. The filter, the way it comes out, should be you being you. So I said to you, think about what are the ingredients of you being you, and then we got sidetracked into how hilarious and intelligent we all are. But what I was going to get to, and what would be a cool journal exercise for you if you want to do it, let me know if you do, is to just list out what are the qualities of you truly being you. And an easy way to identify this is to think about what are the qualities of who you are when you are with your closest, best people, whoever they are. Could be family, could be friends, could be partner, could be, I don't know, your dog. And you just let it all out, and there's no editing or filtering or critiquing. You're just letting it fly. You're random, but you're tapped in, but you're intelligent, but you're funny, but you're weird, and sometimes you're quiet and introspective, and other times you're the noisiest one there, because let's face it, you do have really good stories to tell that everybody should have to hear. And it just kind of you are who you are in each particular engagement or time that you show up and hang with people. You don't walk into hanging out or having dinner with your friends worrying about whether you're going to be the correct proper mix of funny, interesting, intelligent, thought-provoking in what you have to say, considerate, etc. You just trust yourself to be who you are, and you also know that you're accepted in that environment, accepted and also wanted, desired, it's a match. You're a match for those people. So you can think about that, and then you got to look at the picture of what's coming out in your business and in your online, and you really just got to go, okay, what is not there that should be? And then what you can look at is, well, what filter am I running through instead? Because I am wildly on fire with a message that I have to share, that when I share it, I don't know, day to day in the community or to friends, people are shocked and shook and so grateful that I said that. And then I am freaking hilarious while we're at it. And maybe your clients behind the scenes see that, but maybe it's not coming through on your socials, So start to identify all of that stuff, and then ask yourself, what blender did you shove those bits of you into that somehow resulted in it spitting out this dry, boring, same, not a pop, not a crackle, not a sparkle, not any kind of true flow, which is what God put in you as a creator, as a messenger, as a leader. What on earth blender are you shoving yourself into each day that it's spitting out that dastardly, deathly, concoction of horrible smoothie that you're then trying to make people drink, and then you're wondering why they're not drinking it and buying it, because you're over there putting time in, producing, publishing, creating, selling, and possibly, as we said, investing more time and money into learning the supposed rules, and nobody wants your smoothie. I mean, right? Like, we just have to wake up. This is just a call to wake up, because the whole online business thing, being a female entrepreneur or a male being an entrepreneur, being a messenger, being a leader, being called to be a ministry online, being a creative person, and you could be creating anything at all, but you actually believe that there's an audience for that and that you're meant to be sharing it with the world, and you do have dreams that are impossible dreams, and you do have vision beyond what other people see, and you do just continue to see possibility, and it might have been, shoved down and shrunk down over the years, but it's actually still there if we're honest. Being that kind of person, you got to realize that it working online, and also, and I'm not even really speaking to this today, but I would many other days, also it being actually right, like the right path of destiny, aligned, the work that God actually ordained you to do, the correct path for you to walk. It's only going to happen when you're in that dance with God, with your own spirit, your own inner knowing, and the particular way that you see the world, your unique filter that you have, the things that draw you, interest you, excite you, activate you, which can be certain aspects of nature, it can be certain, it can be music, it can be colors, it can be time and space, can be environment, can be any number of different things. All of that, that's the filter. Like, that's the ingredients, and it's the filter actually. But it's meant to just come out from that place of, oh, I somehow created my way here. I went into the vision, and this is actually what I walked out with. But if you keep looking to whatever's going on in whichever online world you're pedestaling and possibly idolizing, which is the whole situation in and of itself, if you keep looking to that as the be-all end-all of how it's going to work, then what you're doing is you're repeatedly snapping out of that actual creative flow, that right dance of you being you, and receiving what God has put in you such that it can become physically manifest. I don't know who I'm speaking to, apart from me. So I'm going to leave it there. Because otherwise I could speak for 30 more minutes. But who knows? Maybe I'll come back again another day. It's been known to happen. I'm working on something very exciting. I am having so much fun writing up this sales page. It's going to really kick your butt. You're going to really enjoy reading this offer. You're going to laugh. You're probably going to, cringe or just grimace at some home truths and some, welcome gut punches that I'm going to give you. And then I hope you're going to want to join me in this incredible time together. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you are, but I won't share more about it now because it's not ready yet. I wish it was ready. I hate waiting for things. I just want to get the idea and launch it the same day. But I'm taking my time a bit longer than that and doing, life things in between as well. So what you can do though, if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on this when it comes out, especially with the launch offer that I'll have for you, is you can just comment time to wake up below, and then I'll just come back to this live stream. I don't even have a mini chat bot set up on that or anything. So it's not going to auto reply to you right now, but I'll just come back to it. Otherwise you can just keep an eye on my stories and that kind of a thing. All right. But I trust this served you today. Let me know, leave me a comment or leave me your favorite fiery emoji that you are going to wake up and press play. It's time to go. It's time to just drop whatever it is that you've been carrying, whatever you've bought into once again, and not shame or condemn yourself around it either. There's no purpose or point in that. That's not a God thing. That's not what needs to happen. It's really just recognition. Could be repentance. That could be needed in some cases. And then it's time to press play. Let's do this thing. Let's just pick up the thing that is always going to be part of me that for some reason I put down again, or I made it not enough. And you know, I wish that I could say even to myself, let alone to you, that there was a way of guaranteeing or ensuring that you'll never put it down again. But I think that's actually part of the beautiful dance of it, because every time we come back to who we are, then we have this deeper sort of excitement and enthusiasm and recognition, and we kind of just drop a little bit further into what we're really here to share. And obviously it also tends to help us with how we're coaching or teaching or sharing to others. All right, be blessed, be blessed, be blessed, and do not forget, life is now, press play.